Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Don't be afraid to admit what you don't know, because you know a lot. And I think oftentimes, and we've had this experience, we have an over 50% female-founded portfolio, and many of these leaders have just, they're afraid to ask for help on the areas of their business that they don't have the same set of strengths that they need. There's nothing wrong with admitting what you don't know. And if you're in an environment and in a setting where you're made to feel like there is something wrong, that you don't know you're not in the right setting. That's not the right place to be. Ask questions. You own what you know and ask for help with what you don't.
So in my case, I would suggest take the criticism as an opportunity to learn about yourself, of who you really are, and pause. It's very, very helpful for us women to understand that we've been criticized not because of the sake of being women. Sometimes we make mistakes, but we have to really understand when we react immediately, what are we doing? Meaning that each of us has a personal identity, and we have to understand why this criticism comes to our way. I think it's a largest lesson I've learned in the past few ways, and I'm encouraging everybody else look into that. And another one is look for that mentor. Find that mentor who is actually can be outside of your family, outside of your realm, and work with him or her and find that way of getting speed up into your new role in your company. Get the advice from the seasoned people, get the advice from people who've done it already, and again, take the criticism.
I'll dive in and say, do it. And don't stop until you get there, because entrepreneurship can be a wild, wild adventure, and make sure that you surround yourself with people that support you and believe in you, so that when you have those times when you're feeling really low, they can help lift you back up. But most importantly, don't give up. We need your solutions, and that's really something that's important. Go, go, go.
I think what everyone is saying up here is don't sell yourself short. Know your value and hold your ground once you know that. Never shy away from an opportunity. Never think that you're not good enough, not talented enough, not smart enough. You're probably overqualified. I think 9 times out of 10, you probably are.
Yeah. We all have a purpose. Everybody has a purpose in the world, and I think what happens is we get caught up in these storms of our own personal lives and the obligations and priorities that we have on a day-to-day. And what I've learned is I've learned so much from so many people in my journeys, and mentorship is important, but I also think we should research as well. If you have the idea, who in the world is doing the same thing that you're doing? Figure out what they failed at, perhaps what they're great at, and what your niche might be. Research is very important. We have to constantly, we're always evolving as people. I've never met a person, well, I was happy to go to the White House and see the Obamas there. We do have some people in the world that know a whole lot and have impacted the world, but no one knows everything. I'm fascinated even by my director at MIT. I think as a person, you're going to have failures, but actually the experience that I've had through my failures have, man, I couldn't put a dollar value on that, but I've learned so much from some experts in these areas of food. So we have to constantly reinvent ourselves, keep learning, keep evolving, be willing to fail, but we all have a purpose in this world, and we all can make a contribution. And after all, you're doing something for generations to come. This is about humanity at the end of the day. We can talk about economics and making money, but purpose-driven missions for me have been the most fascinating things, where people said, I just happened to be doing this, but then this happened. I wanted to create this business for this reason, but I ended up meeting this group in California or New York, and so we created another company. So don't be just stuck on your idea and having one way. Exponential growth is happening at a rate today that's phenomenal. It's not just about linear thinking and A, B, C, D order. You have to be willing to think outside the box and see what's out there and be willing to take those risks.